Hey guys, so it's your little white girl Strawberry coming at you. I just wanted to say a couple of things, and this is honestly a very hard subject for me, so I'm just gonna cut right to it. I've noticed in the last couple of months that we've been dealing with a lot of suicidal teenagers. It's honestly really sad. We have lost so far in the last year 3 children to suicide. And it needs to stop because honestly, 1 was too many. There is no reason that suicide should be the answer for anybody. There is no... It's not going to answer anything. So if you're feeling suicidal and watching this video, I just want to tell you, you are loved, you are cared for, and you are always, always protected. No amount of cutting yourself or being depressed or completely just losing yourself is going to change your problem, because all suicide does is it passes on the pain to your family and your friends and people around you. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't get rid of anything. It just passes it on. It's hard and it's understandable. It's a horrible thing to ever have to go through. But when you feel like there's no answer anymore, try to look a little deeper. Try to look for something that's so much more than that. Because no matter what, there is an answer to help you through whatever you need. And if you need a friend, you have them. And you might even tell yourself that you don't have friends, or you might be somebody who you always tell yourself you don't have friends, but the truth is we all have family, we all have friends, we all have people there that care for us. I have had to talk 5 children in the last 3 months out of suicide, and it's terrible. And it's a hard thing to go through, and trust me, I've been there. It's not easy. And you might feel like the whole world is coming down on your shoulders. It might feel like nobody cares, like nobody loves you, like there is no other answer. And you wonder to yourself, what would the world do if I was gone? You wonder to yourself, it's not like the world cares. It's not like anybody actually cares about me. When the truth is so many people care about you. You just don't realize it. And a lot of the time, we don't take the time to actually reach out and find out. So now I'm going to talk to you, some of you adults who have a tendency to try to push away our teenagers and tell them, oh, you're 18, get out of my house. Well, you know what? That's mistake number 1. A lot of these kids at that age are getting very suicidal because they feel like their parents don't love them anymore because they're kicking them out. I know of one young man right now who actually is homeless because he was being abused at home and he was done with it. And he couldn't handle it anymore, so he left. And now he's homeless and doesn't know what to do. There is so much in this world that can help you. And it might feel like it tears you down, like the world is out to get you, like everyone hates you, but it's not the answer. We need to be more aware of all of the teens around us. We need to be more aware of all the people dealing with depression and anxiety, because it is a real thing. It's something that can be controlled, and it's something that can be completely turned around. But nobody seems to take the time to understand where it comes from. We don't take the time to wonder, okay, what started this? What's making me feel this way? We don't take that time, and we need to. So if you're an adult and you're watching this video and you have a teen in your life that is going through a rough time, I encourage you to be there for that teen. I want to encourage you to talk to them and get them to open up and start making these youth feel loved. Because the one thing in our community that I'm seeing, and I'm pretty sure this is all around the world, there's not enough love in this world anymore. There's so much hatred and so much depression and so much negativity. So instead of taking that whole situation of hypothetically you go into the store and some guy steps on your toe and you get all like, rah, instead of taking that and making that person feel awful, take it and just say, hi, how are you? Just be there for that person. Because the simplest thing in the world, you can literally take the most depressed human being on the planet. This is a real thing, you guys. You can take the most depressed person on the planet, look at them, and simply give them a hello. And do you know what'll happen? That person will feel genuinely cared for, even if for a few minutes. Trust me, I've been there. There's so many times when I've been having the worst day ever, and somebody simply came up to me and said, "Hey, I really like your outfit today," or "You have a really positive attitude," or "I like the way you dress," or "You have gorgeous eyes," or just paying somebody a simple compliment. It can turn their whole mindset into this spiral of, wow, somebody actually took the time to acknowledge my existence. Because a lot of the time we have suicidal teens because of bullying, because of nobody paying attention, because of depression, because of abuse, because of school, because of feeling like they're not good enough, because of feeling like anything they do is worthless. Well, you know what? If you're feeling that way, take a minute and realize that yes, you're working hard and you might feel like you're not worth anything, but the truth is, sweetheart, you are worth everything. You are beautifully and wonderfully made, and no matter what, you are loved and you are cared for. Because nobody deserves to have to deal with suicidal thoughts crowding their mind and keeping them from living life. One thing I have a hard time with is trying to figure out how people cannot realize the beauty in life and saying that they have nothing to live for. Well, you know what? You can feel like you have nothing to live for at all. But there's so much in this world that we can appreciate. You just have to learn to have the mindset of living. When you have the mindset of death, it completely alters the way you think. When you have the mindset of death, it keeps you from being happy. It keeps you from actually feeling real joy or real love. Having the mindset of life makes you excited and joyful. But you are beautifully and wonderfully made. And even if you feel like you don't have a physical human being there for you, know that you have Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for your sins. Jesus is always there for you, but you have to make the step to think, okay, I'm going to let him in. Because a lot of the times when us kids are feeling depressed and anxiety-ridden and dealing with so much, and we're dealing with bullying and we feel like we have nobody there for us, one feeling we've all felt is, I'm not loved. I'm not good enough. I have no one there for me. When in all reality, we have Jesus Christ, who is always there for you, no matter what. The best thing to do when you're feeling that suicidal thought is just think, what would happen if I actually did this? Who would I hurt if I did this? You guys, suicide is a real thing, and it's not something to take lightly. We have lost so many children around the world to suicide, and it's no longer a small issue. It's not just one kid every couple of years. It's been 3 in 1. When is it finally going to hit a point that people are going to start wanting to do something about it? When is somebody finally going to take on being there for someone? If you have a friend that you think is a little out of sorts, text them. Even if you never talk, send them a text. Just be like, hey, how are you? Just tell them that they're loved and they matter. Because that's a lot of the reason why these kids do what they do. It's a reason that these kids are committing suicide, is because They don't feel like they matter. Whose fault is that? There's so many people that don't care. And at this point, there needs to be somebody who is willing to reach out and be there for these kids. Because it is becoming very real, especially in our community. And honestly, before I go to bed every night, I pray for all of these teens that are dealing with it. Because it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. But it's not an answer. All it is it's an escape. And it's not a good one. But you are loved. And you are amazing. And you are beautiful. And you are smart and talented and worthy. And you are a fighter. And you are strong. And you can do anything. To live life, just start looking for the joy in things. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a story. So, 6, almost 7 years ago now, I used to be the most athletic person ever. I was very bubbly and energetic and happy all the time until one day I became paralyzed. I wasn't able to move for quite a while. I ended up gaining a lot of weight. I got really sick. I was nonstop in the doctor's offices. I wasn't okay. I've almost died a few times because of it. Well, after a while, I started wondering, what's the point in me being alive? I'm worthless. I'm never going to be good enough. I'm not like the other kids. Until I learned that comparing yourself, it's not the right answer. Because all it does is cause us to be depressed. And then I realized I'm not alone. I have a family and friends that love me. There's so much that goes on in this world. And we all wonder, what would happen if I was gone? And it's not the right answer. After I started to feel this way, I became suicidal at one point, a long time ago. And I never acted upon it because I didn't understand. I was like, Jen, why would you think like that? There's so much to live for. So finally I woke up one morning and I was like, you know what? I want to do this, this, and this with my life. And I will get there. And I started telling myself, I will. And then I started telling myself, I am. I made a list. And it's still, I made this list over 5 years ago. I put it in my bathroom underneath my mirror that I look at every day. And it says, I am beautiful. I am strong. I am talented. I am worthy. I want to encourage you guys to make an I am list and put it somewhere where you look every day, because it really does help boost you and encourage you. Because when you keep thinking those things, when you actually keep saying those things to yourself, it becomes your reality. It's hard to go through. And I understand. I completely understand. But after a while, I started to realize, well, I can. And I started to get better. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I started to feel so much better. And finally, I'm doing a lot physically better, thank God. And I'm back to my normal self. But it took the act of I can. I am. I will. And believing that. And I'm happy. I've almost hit death so many times. Actually, here a couple months back, I actually almost died again because my lungs shut down. And then my heart rate jacked up too high. And when you come to that near-death experience, you guys, you learn so much. You learn to appreciate life. And I just wish that everybody on this earth could appreciate life the way I've learned to appreciate life, because I'm a weirdo. I can look at a piece of dirt and say, wow, that's so beautiful. It's got so much history. It's so cool. And be thankful for all of the little things. That's all we need to do, is find something that we love. You don't need a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a best friend or a human being. You don't need anyone but yourself to come out of a depression. You don't. And I know because I speak from experience. You just call upon God. Have some chit chat with God time. So there's that little bit of a story. I know this video probably didn't make a lot of sense, but it's a very hard subject for me. And I'm trying very hard not to cry right now. But suicide is becoming a very real thing in our community, you guys. We need to be reaching out no matter what. We need to start making these kids feel loved and start making them feel like they matter. Start being there for them. And start teaching them what life is. Start teaching them what joy is. And stop trying to make us feel like we have to be on our own. Because that's what a lot of these kids feel like, is they feel alone. I want to let any of you guys know, most of my friends are aware of this about me, but I help counsel some of my friends. If any of you are having issues and need somebody to talk to, I don't care what time it is, just call me. Let me know. I'm here for you. I don't even care if we don't know each other. I'm here for you. Like, we're all brothers and sisters in Christ, and we all need to be here for each other. And I just want to have people be aware that this is becoming a real problem and it needs fixed. So, in all of this, you guys are all in my prayers and my thoughts. And I hope you all are having a blessed week and month and year. And I have faith that you are all doing well. And just know, you're loved, you're cherished, and you are worthy. And that there's so much more to live for. Never give up. Never, ever give up. Because it's not the right choice. Giving up isn't an answer. It's just an escape that comes back to haunt everyone else. So, I love you guys, but this little light girl is out for now. But be more aware. Be more loving. And be there for people around you more often. Thank you guys.